More than 20 Democratic governors, including California Governor Gavin Newsom, met with President Biden today as rumblings grow about the president's political future. Democratic donors have been tossing around some governors' names as possible replacements should Biden step aside. Right now, the president is not stepping down. The White House says he has recently connected with congressional leaders about his debate performance and is set to make campaign stops in Wisconsin and Pennsylvania, as well as sit down for a network TV interview. Joining us now to talk about the president's debate performance and much more is San Diego Congressman Scott Peters. Thank you so much for your time today.
Thanks, Carl. Thanks for having me.
Growing calls out there for President Biden to step aside in the race. Where do you stand with this?
Well, it was a bad night on Thursday, and I think we were already having a tough time winning that election. But let me say this. I think Joe Biden is one of the finest people I've met in politics. And when you compare him with Donald Trump as a president, I think the choice is clear. He's a far better president, whether it's things like infrastructure, where President Trump talked about Infrastructure Week, and Biden passed a $1 trillion bill. The pandemic, which President Trump was deer in the headlights, mishandled it. President Biden guided us through. We're in the best shape of any economy in the Western, in the developed world, post-pandemic. And on reproductive rights and things like that, the Supreme Court justices that Donald Trump has appointed did exactly what Donald Trump promised that he would have them do, which is overturn Roe versus Wade. So the choice is really clear. The question just now is this a candidate who can win the election? Because as much as I love Joe Biden, in those swing states, he's having a hard time. We needed a boost from Thursday. We didn't get it. And the campaign has been very, I think, arrogant in their response. We want to know what their plan is to win this election and turn these numbers around. And if they don't have a plan, then I think we have to move in a different direction.
So you're to be determined, but you're not saying you're absolutely supporting him.
I don't think we can at this point. The point is to win the election. It's those 7 to 10 states that this is going to be decided in, where Joe Biden's trailing. We need a plan to win those states. And if Joe Biden's got that plan, I want to hear about it ASAP.
All right. Big news this week. The Supreme Court made a ruling. We talk in this country, we like to say that no man is above the law. But the Supreme Court said no. In fact, when it comes to official acts, the president is above the law and cannot be prosecuted, has total immunity. What was your reaction to that ruling?
Well, my reaction was the same. Well, it's ironic that we're July 4th celebrating the separation from a king, where now we're going to put we're going to vest this president with immunity for what are called official acts, but really what aren't defined. There's so much gray area in this case. I'm really disappointed in it. I think all Americans are proud that no one's above the law, including the president. What a huge step back. And I think that's been true with a lot of these Supreme Court rulings we've seen, just inconsistent with a long history and tradition in America with respect to presidential powers. It's kind of frightening.
What's your remedy? Is it expanding the court, or is that a dangerous road to go down?
I don't. I think the most direct remedy, and the one that's provided for in the Constitution, is win presidential elections. Yeah. It elects someone who's going to appoint justices that are down the middle, that are umpires calling balls and strikes, not making new law, not trying to circumvent Congress, not trying to make the executive into a king.
Let's get into some local issues. Really a big ongoing issue, the sewage crisis along our border with Tijuana. We've been told for years improvements are coming, money's coming. What's going on right now?
Well, it's taken too long, and I think people are frustrated. I'm frustrated too, but I can tell you, Carlo, we're in a better position to fix this thing now than we have been in decades, because we have the money we need to fix our plant. We've got two problems. One is in Tijuana, their plant has completely stopped working. So all the sewage from Tijuana is going directly into the ocean untreated. It's the summertime when that comes up and closes our beaches. They're already, by agreement, a treaty agreement with the United States, obligated and doing work to fix that plant. On our side of the border, we had a plant, 25 million gallons a day, the treatment capacity. We built it in the 90s. And we found out last summer, not only do we have to expand it, but it's not being maintained at all. So it's at zero. But we have the money today, and we've spent some of it on design and permitting to fix that plant. We're going to have a contract to do that this summer and be in the ground by the end of the year to fix that plant. And you're going to see major improvements in the next couple of years.
So work is going to start on the South Bay International Wastewater Treatment Plant by the end of this year.
That's the plan this year.
Let's make that happen, okay?
Let's do, right?
Yeah, we're a border city. Immigration is a huge concern. I think everybody agrees that right now our immigration system just isn't working right. What's your fix to it?
Well, I mean, we need comprehensive immigration reform. I don't know if you know, the Republicans demanded border security before they would agree to aid for Ukraine. We gave them a bill, a bipartisan bill negotiated by a conservative from Oklahoma, a liberal from Connecticut, and a moderate from Arizona. It was a Republican bill, didn't deal with Dreamers, any of the stuff Democrats want to handle, but really a border security bill would have been the toughest border security bill in years. And once they had it, President Trump said, no, I'd rather you not solve this problem. I want to campaign on it. So the best thing would have been to pass that bill and get the resources and authority to the border that we need to get it under control. President Biden issued an executive order doing what he can do. San Diego is still the biggest point of entry for undocumented folks right now, people seeking asylum, but that's down 20% since the order. We need legislation. We need a Congress that works and a president that's going to cooperate with us in solving the problem. We keep getting really close, but it's going to be after this presidential election before we can really deal with it, I think.
We need some big changes in the House and in the presidency. Well, maybe not in the presidency, but in the House to make that happen. Either way, we need a unified direction. Only a little bit of time left, but you did want to talk about what your office can do for constituents and does. Because a lot of people don't know they can reach out to your offices for help, whether they voted for you or not.
So, yeah, absolutely. And one of the things we do for folks who live in my district is if you have trouble with the federal government, veterans benefits, Medicare, Social Security, visas, tax refunds, sometimes we can help you with turning the cranks. And this past week, we just hit $15 million in money we've recovered for people who've earned benefits from the federal government but couldn't get it. This past week, a veteran who was qualified for disability benefits after post 9/11 had been waiting for 3 years, and we were able to get him by making a phone call. We were able to get him his benefits within 15 days. So if it's not working out for folks, they live in the district, and they have an issue with the federal government, please call our office, see if we can help. We can't always help, but we really find that's one service we can provide. As dysfunctional as things may look in D.C., in District 50, we can make some stuff happen.
So legislation and politics aside, if there's something you can do, you will get it done for them.
Right.
Representative Scott Peters, thank you for your time. I know it's a tumultuous time, a lot going on in the country. We appreciate you being here for us.
Thank you.